Hi all. We've noticed that there's been a lot of talk about conflicts of interest during this election cycle, and it's been a little bit vague. So we wanted to do a video on it and get a little bit more specific on which conflicts of interest that we're seeing. Conflicts of interest occur when a candidate has the incentive and means to satisfy their own personal interests over the interests of the people who elected them to represent them. While conflicts of interest are not a guarantee of corruption, they certainly open the door to corruption, and the more conflicts of interest a representative has, the more likely there is for corruption to occur. There's more policing required to ensure that they are fulfilling the best interests of the people rather than themselves. Um, Even the best legal protections and processes cannot perfectly guard against corruption because backroom deals happen, insider information gets passed. There's really no way to perfectly guard against it other than to elect people who do not have the incentive to use their office for personal gain. We've done research on all of the candidates up for election this cycle, and we've compiled a list of possible conflicts of interest for each candidate. The quick list was made in haste, so let me know if I made any mistakes. I'm always willing to make any necessary corrections. The first candidate that turned up some conflicts of interest for us was Jake Lake. Currently, he works for the Complete Contracting Company, which is formerly the R4 Construction Group. They have done a decent amount of work in Mapleton, and citizens have voiced concerns in the past that his work on the Planning Commission and his work as a contractor for this company were definite conflicts of interest because the Planning Commission is expected to work in the best interests of the residents of the city. Contractors are developers, and they're businessmen. They work in the best interests of themselves and their business. So there's been voiced concerns in the past regarding that. If he got elected to city council, he wouldn't just have planning commission powers, he would have a vote regarding who, when, and how this city was developed. And as a contractor whose business is to make money developing and contracting, it's a pretty big conflict of interest for him to have that vote. The next person that turned up some conflicts of interest for us was Dallas Hakes. I met with Bryce Euler this week. He's the city finance director. I found records in my own research of the Dallas Hakes owned company, Rhino Excavation, for contracts of $1.5 million as well as $589,000. And after my conversation with Bryce Euler, it's my understanding that in total, Dallas Hakes has received $3 million of taxpayer money to his companies for contracts that he has fulfilled for the city, either as a contractor or a subcontractor. And we found one more conflict of interest for David Smaldone. He's affiliated with the CDG Engineering Company. It's a civil engineering company out of St. Louis, Missouri, although this one's slightly less concerning to me because this company has not had any previous contracts with Mapleton City or dealings with them as far as I can tell. Darren Garrett, I didn't find any conflicts of interest on. None for Scott Liggett, none for Claudia Paradise, none for Casey Beck, none for Melanie Bott, none for Angela Silva, and none for Francis Gibson. There are safe options to elect out there who do not have the incentive or possibility for personal gain.